He was crying today. I saw him wiping tears from his face in court. He said, "I hate myself right now," before the judge and before this sentence came down.
He'll be a lot better off in prison than he is in the federal jail. You know, at least there you can move around and you got some freedom on the yard and things like that.
Combs, in his own words, saying he realizes he's in a situation where no amount of money or fame can save him.
What I want to do with my freedom is, make sure that I can make change.
Almost 2 years after the raids on his mansions, and an investigation that exposed the dark side of Hollywood, Sean Diddy Combs has finally been sentenced to 4 years in prison. Diddy's lawyers have announced that they plan to appeal the case, with some reports even claiming he might ask Donald Trump for a pardon. The news has sparked huge debate online, with fans and critics weighing in on what this means for his legacy. For now, all eyes are on whether the appeal will actually work.
Sean Diddy Combs will be sentenced to 50 months in prison. That is 50 months in prison. Far less than the 11 years requested, far more than the 14 months. He will not walk out of the door behind me in the courtroom today. He will not be a free man for 50 months. The judge says, which is a little shy of 4.25 years, this is a serious sentence that reflects the gravity of your crimes and conducts. He also said this is a hard time away from your family, but also notes that Combs will have a life after prison, after 50 months. This is demonstrating to the court the gravity of the crimes and the conduct, Casey. Here you have it, 50 months for the 2 charges, transportation for the purpose of prosecution, the Mann Act violations. They tried very hard as the defense today, Casey, to suggest that would be a high sentence given the fact that the defense says he did not financially benefit and profit from these so-called prosecution acts. The judge rejecting it almost out of hand, sentencing the music mogul, convicted in July by a jury of his peers, to 50 months in prison.
Back in July, Diddy was convicted on 2 counts of transportation to engage in illegal activity, but was found not guilty on the more serious charges of racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking. His lawyers believed that since he beat the most serious charges, he might get a lighter sentence or even be released within weeks. Shockingly, Diddy had even booked speaking events for the following week, assuming he'd be free. That confidence now looks misplaced, as the court clearly had other plans. Many are saying this shows how unpredictable the case has been from the start.
Tonight, prosecutors asking a judge to sentence Sean Diddy Combs to more than 11 years in federal prison, arguing he engaged in violence and put others in fear. A stark contrast to Combs' legal team, who are seeking 14 months, which would see him walk free in a matter of weeks, as he's already served 13 months in prison.
Look for the judge to land somewhere in the middle, split the difference, a sentence of maybe 4 to 6 years.
Combs was convicted on prostitution charges over the summer, but acquitted of sex trafficking and racketeering, which carried up to a life sentence in prison. A source familiar with Combs' strategy telling NBC News that the mogul plans to address the court himself during his sentencing hearing. Both sides have submitted letters to the judge, one written by Cassie Ventura, Combs' former girlfriend, who was a key prosecution witness, writing in part, "I am so scared that if he walks free, his first actions will be swift retribution towards me and others who spoke up." Combs' 85-year-old mother writing that her son has made some terrible mistakes in his life, which I know he recognizes.
Diddy had called his entire family to speak on his behalf before the sentencing, and he even recorded a video of himself playing with his children. He believed that if the judge saw this softer side of him, it might lead to a lighter sentence. Before the final decision, Diddy's children and even his mother begged the judge to let him go. TMZ later got access to the video Diddy showed in court. Despite all these efforts, the emotional pleas didn't seem to sway the outcome. The moment has left many wondering if Diddy truly expected sympathy to outweigh the charges.
Chaotic scenes as Diddy's family came to court to support him at his sentencing.
How you feeling today, Mama?
His mother, Janice, was followed by his son, Quincy, and 3 daughters who entered court hand in hand. Another son and his girlfriend were also there to show their support.
What you've given to the world, I don't think you know, man. We gotta give her a bottle then.
Know that you mean something to people. Know that you mean something to people. Like you live somewhere in people's heart.
My nose fell off. No, my lip fell off.
Thank you. You wear it? This country and this world we live in may have plans for y'all. I didn't listen to that, and I don't want y'all to listen to it either. And I'm happy to say this is our third school we have opened. It's official. When we come together as a people, nothing can stop us. But what I want to do with my freedom is, make sure that I can make change. You will change the world.
I've been to hell.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna make it.
You're gonna make it, that's right. And I got something for you. Remember I told you I had a present for you?
Yeah. Ooh, ain't that pretty?
This is a heart, because you're my heart.
Oh,
all right?
Okay.
You my heart.
Diddy begged the judge to release him, saying he had changed during his time in jail and truly regretted his actions. For the first time since the trial began, he spoke in court and testified alongside 15 inmates, his family, and even one of his victims. He also submitted a letter to the judge asking for mercy. The courtroom was tense as many waited to see if his words would make a difference. In the end, it became clear that his pleas might not be enough to alter the judge's decision.
On the eve of his sentencing, Sean Diddy Combs, the fallen music mogul, writing a federal judge pleading for mercy. He writes in part, "I have to admit, my downfall was rooted in my selfishness." He apologized to two of the women who accused him of abuse, including Cassie Ventura, who he assaulted. This as prosecutors are asking for an 11-year prison sentence for Combs after he was found guilty of 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. Laura Jarrett joins us now live in studio. Laura, you have the letter right there, and he makes it very clear he's asking the judge to be let go to his family right now.
Tom, it's a pretty striking letter. Combs, in his own words, saying he realizes he's in a situation where no amount of money or fame can save him. He writes this: "I have been humbled and broken to my core. Jail is designed to break you. There have been some days I thought I would be better off dead." He goes on to say, Tom, that he lost everything from his businesses to time with his children. He's a single father. He also apologizes, notably, to the women who prosecutors say he abused. He says that video, that infamous video of him abusing Cassie, plays over in his head daily. "I literally lost my mind." He says he's a changed man. He says he's sober for the first time in 25 years. He will have an opportunity to address the court there tomorrow. Remember, of course, his lawyers are asking for just 14 months. Prosecutors asking for far greater, 11 years behind bars. He was acquitted of the charges, though, of course, that could have kept him behind bars for the rest of his life.
Diddy begged the judge to release him, saying he had changed during his time in jail and truly regretted his actions. For the first time since the trial began, he spoke in court and testified alongside 15 inmates, his family, and even one of his victims. He also submitted a letter to the judge asking for mercy. He claimed to have apologized to Cassie and the other victims, saying he was ashamed and would never repeat his mistakes. But no one believed him, not the judge and certainly not the victims. Cassie even wrote a letter to the court, saying she feared for her life if Diddy were released. The judge pointed to Diddy's own behavior, including his reaction to the verdict, as proof he hadn't really changed, adding,
Prosecutors are asking for a substantial sentence of just over 11 years, writing it's needed because Combs is unrepentant, that he largely conceded his conduct, the violence, domestic abuse, drug use, and distribution, and bribery. Former girlfriend Cassie Ventura, who testified at trial, submitted a victim impact letter that reads in part, quote, "My worries that Sean Combs or his associates will come after me and my family is my reality." She says they moved, and she is, quote, "keeping as private and quiet as I possibly can because I am so scared that if he walks free, his first actions will be swift retribution towards me and others who spoke up about his abuse trial." We spoke with attorney Rich Schoenstein, who is not involved in the case. Combs has no prior criminal history, and the U.S. Probation Department recommends a sentence range of 5 to 7 years.
I think that's probably the right range. I don't think he's going to get a short sentence like the defense wants, and I also don't think he's going to get the maximum. So I think that middle ground is where most people expect this to go, but we will see. It's up to the judge.
50 Cent also submitted a letter to the judge, claiming that Diddy had personally threatened him and insisting that Diddy has not changed at all. He warned that releasing Diddy would only put more people at risk. Coming from another high-profile figure, the letter added even more weight to the case against Diddy. Many believe 50 Cent's words show just how far-reaching Diddy's reputation for intimidation really is. The judge will now have to decide how much influence these outside voices will carry in the final sentence.
Dear Judge, I have had an ongoing dispute with Puffy for over 20 years. He is very dangerous. Multiple times I have feared for my life. I think you should consider the safety of the general public, Your Honor, before unleashing him upon them. There hasn't been enough time for him to reform or make any adjustments, despite his trying to teach class in there. As you are already aware, the government has spent the maximum amount of money on deploying federal agencies, which appear to be an army in 2 locations simultaneously. Later, his son, who's dealing with his own group allegations, claimed that the feds had hit the wrong house. Anyway, Diddy's only going to return to hiring more sex workers and keeping most of the baby oil away from the general public, and the babies need it. My Netflix doc on this scandalous subject is coming soon. In the caption of his post, 50 Cent wrote, "This is my letter to the judge on Diddy's case. What? I'm scared for my life." Now, while 50 Cent shared this petty letter for the entertainment of his fans and followers in the streets of social media, there are some people who did indeed write real letters to the judge. Cassie penned a powerful and emotional letter basically telling the judge that she is still having nightmares from what she endured during her relationship with Diddy.
This case has shaken Hollywood to its core, exposing secrets that many thought would never come to light. With Diddy's fate now in the hands of the judge, the world is watching to see how far justice will really go. Do you think he deserves a second chance? Or is this the end of the road for him? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to follow for more updates on this explosive story.